Rolls-Royce 20 horsepower Salamanca by Kellner and C. 1925. This model was introduced to meet requests for a smaller, less expensive car in keeping with the trend after the First World War towards smaller cars for a wider market. Construction was simplified, but standards of workmanship were not compromised. Edward Eves, Rolls-Royce, 75 years of motoring excellence. Changing times after WWI eventually forced the abandonment of Rolls-Royce's one-model policy, an all-new 20 horsepower car joining the existing 40/50 horsepower Silver Ghost in 1922. The 20 reflected Henry Royce's interest in contemporary trends within the American automobile industry, incorporating unit construction of engine and gearbox, the latter featuring the modern innovation of a central ball change, and Hotchkiss drive-rear axle. The engine, Rolls-Royce's first with overhead valves, was a 6-cylinder unit displacing 3,127 cc. Favorably received as the 20 was, its 3-speed transmission's central gear change was not well liked, and when 4-wheel, servo-assisted brakes were introduced in 1925, a 4-speed gearbox with right-hand, gated change replaced the original 3-speeder. The 20's introduction enabled the company to cater to the increasingly important owner-driver market that appreciated the quality of Rolls-Royce engineering but did not need a car as large as a 40/50 horsepower Ghost or Phantom. The car proved eminently suited to town use yet could cope admirably with continental touring when called upon. Established by George Kellner in 1861, Carrosserie Kellner & C began building custom bodywork on automobiles as early as 1903 and quickly established a reputation for quality and flair. Well known for their work on many of the great marques such as Hispano-Suiza, Kellner even bodied one of the legendary Bugatti Type 41 Royals. A number of Rolls-Royce cars found their way to Kellner's shop, including the 1925 20 horsepower offered here, which received a stylish Salamanca design. Chassis GSK81 is recorded in Rolls-Royce factory records as having been delivered to a Mr. Emerson of the United States, believed to be Captain Isaac Edward Emerson, who lived in Baltimore, Maryland. Captain Emerson made his fortune as the inventor of the Brumo Seltzer and is said to have purchased the car directly from the stand at the Paris Salon. During his second marriage, the Emersons became well-known socialites with estates at Brooklandwood, Maryland and the Villa Whitehall at Narragansett Pier, Rhode Island. Emerson died in 1931, aged 71. The Rolls-Royce spent some years in the ownership of Rodney R. Heckman, Jr. of Chase & Heckman, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and more recently belonged to a member of the Kellner family, who showed the car at the 1996 Louis Vuitton Concours d'Elegance at the Rockefeller Center, New York. Chassis GSK81 appears in John Fissel's scholarly book on the Rolls-Royce 20. The Rolls-Royce subsequently joined the extensive private collection of Sam Garrett in Pebble Beach, California, and has been maintained in good running order, while keeping the bodywork and upholstery appropriately original. Equipped with Bausch and Lomb lamps, the Rolls-Royce exhibits a lovely patina and is accompanied by an instruction manual and history file.